Hello everyone, and I am back with another review for you. And I've actually sort of got a proper setup, so to speak, and you'll be wondering, what am I going to be reviewing? That is the new Mattel 80th Ruby Red Thomas. Just got this today as a gift, and look at it shine. And I just figured I'd just give you a little bit of review on it. So, first up, we have Thomas. And I gotta say, Thomas looks amazing. I know there's been some backlash because, I think this toy got slightly recalled because of the paint sort of coming off on the trucks, the mine carts or whatever. But I'd still say this is a really good Thomas, and obviously the proportions are great. Now let's compare him to the standard Thomas. Let's see. Well, besides the metallic bits, there's not really that much of a difference. I mean, I kind of like that they're both sort of looking at each other, sort of like a yin and yang sort of thing. That's kind of cool. But yeah, this Ruby Thomas is pretty good for what it is, to be honest. And I quite like it, despite how annoying it is that they introduce a whole new diecast range this year, only to cancel it and just make a new one next year. And I found out that Mattel lost about $100 billion in Thomas revenue anyway, so, Next are the minecarts. If I gotta be honest, they're pretty weak. They reused tooling from the old engine scope Mishima, as everyone's been saying, and I don't know what everyone's been saying. The crystal loads aren't actually that hard to remove. They're pretty easy, to be honest. I mean, you have to do it with two hands. You cannot do it with one. It's literally impossible. But they're fine, I guess. Whatever. It don't really matter either way. I mean, overall, this Thomas is like the perfect thing to sort of like have on your shelf. Not really to play with. But I just wanted to talk for a minute about how I think that Thomas is really struggling as a brand at the moment. So as we all know, Orange's Go was cancelled last year, and obviously now we're sort of left in the spot about what this new TV show is going to be, because it has been confirmed next year we are getting a TV show. As if Solar Productions doesn't play the same clip over and over again. But I just don't know how much sticking power Thomas has got left. Like, Thomas was doing so great in like the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, and even like the early like 2010s as well. Like, Thomas was in a great place. It was only until like Mattel stuff came out was when obviously things started to go wrong, and the toys just kept getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And then they only started to look good when the show ended. And now the toys are good again, but they're just releasing a new diecast line next year anyway, along with a new motorized line. I just genuinely don't know what is going on in the heads of Mattel employees. I legit don't even know what they're trying to accomplish anymore. But, okay, rant end. I guess you could say Thomas has a lot of promise, but after what I read this morning, and subtle little foreshadowing, I guess, from like articles and interviews and stuff, I don't know whether Thomas is in that good of a place. It's definitely not as in a great place as it used to be, that's for sure. But maybe, just maybe, Mattel will take the correct steps to bring this franchise back to its roots. Hopefully. hopefully. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. That's my review on the 80th anniversary of Ruby Thomas. Hope you guys have a safe and happy Halloween, and take care. See you guys around in November.